Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Crusader Kings, where at this point, I really want to use our subjugation up here. I really do, but this is a giant mess now. Okay, that's exciting. So that all happened. Okay, sure. But yeah, I do want to use our subjugation on these guys, if at all possible. Obviously, right now we can't. She is 9, and I think she has to be of age in order to actually have a subjugation possible, and we might have to have borders with them. I'm not 100% sure on that one. We could look at, say, this guy. Yeah, that only gives us tributary. We can't subjugate here. I'm not entirely sure what the requirements for subjugation are. That would be a useful thing to know. So we don't have a subjugation CB available here, but we do have a subjugation CB available here. So what are the requirements for a subjugation CB? I mean, obviously we need to have exalted among men, and we don't want to do it on this guy. But my question is, what are the requirements for it to appear as being available? That's probably something that the wiki has on it, doesn't it? I'm going to look that up, and I will be back in just a moment. Okay, so I have looked it up here, and this is maybe a little small. Let me zoom that in a little bit here. So according to the wiki here, Subjugate Wars. The Subjugate CB can only be used on independent neighbors and requires one of the following: tribal government, distinguished level of fame, and the target has tribal government. That's not us. Eastern religion, exalted among men level of fame, and target follows an Eastern religion. I believe this is what we are experiencing right now. Temporal head of faith, devoted servant, level of devotion, and target shares the attacker's faith and costs an additional 1,000 piety. No, this is not the case for us at this moment. Character took the demand local submission decision. No. So I'm pretty sure this is what we've got. So they have to be of an Eastern religion. Okay. And we need the exalted among men level of fame. So that might be viable against the Mongols then. So we need to take a look at the religion of the people in question here. So let me just get rid of that. Excellent. And let's take a look at this person. So they are Muslim, and that would be why we can't subjugate them. Muslim is not considered a Eastern faith. So that makes sense. Okay. So for these guys up here, they're a Buddhist faith. So I believe we have to be neighbors, right? Hang on, I'm checking it again, and here we go. Subjugate Wars. Eastern religion, exalted among men level of fame, and the target follows an Eastern religion. It doesn't say anything about age, and it doesn't say that we have to be bordering them. But it's not available here, despite the fact that she is indeed following a Eastern religion. I wonder, she has a regent, and he is Muslim. That might be what's going on there. So in this situation, he's Muslim, she's also Muslim, his regent. So that, I think, makes sense then. So I'm pretty sure that what's happening is it's counting the regent's faith here. Once she comes of age, we should be eligible to subjugate this, which is a lot, to be sure. And it's going to be very border gory, but I mean, that's definitely the move, right? We'd be eligible to do that in 7 years. So theoretically, anyway, that does seem like the way to go. So that doesn't really help us in the immediate term other than our planning, right? So at this point, we need to focus in down over here. And we need to look at attacking these guys. Now, we had previously discussed attacking for the Kingdom of Arabia. And I think that is indeed the best plan here. So we do a holy war for the Kingdom of Arabia. This is not going to give us enough to create this kingdom, and I don't believe it's going to create the kingdom for us. So that's understood. Nearby Ashari rulers might join the war. I don't think we care. So we're going to go ahead and do this. We're going to declare that war right now, and let's drop a rally point here. We will raise all. Fantastic. And we're going to head in over this direction. Yes, fabricate a claim. Perfect. So that's wonderful, and now we need to fabricate another claim out over here. So that's working away in the background to carve away at this guy. And that's absolutely fine. Now, what is the de jure kingdom titles here? Oh, he is exactly his de jure kingdom. Okay. What de jure empire is that? Rajasthan. Okay, we're actually getting fairly close to being able to create Rajasthan and claim him de jure. If we had this, we'd probably be able to do it. But we don't. And we're not going to. This guy's Muslim, and that's probably not going to change anytime soon. So this lady is Buddhist, and that would mean that we would be able to subjugate her, theoretically. The fact that this guy is Muslim, that does create problems for us going forward. No doubt about that. I'll need to think about how I want to handle that. That'll be very interesting. But for now, we need to get this war underway. So we're going to raise up our forces over here. It's going to take them a while to get here. And actually, this isn't too bad. No one has joined this war. And they probably won't, to be honest. Okay, so our forces are built up over here, and we are going to attack. Excellent. We have a bunch of buildings finishing up, which is not surprising in the slightest. And we're just going to head on in over this way. Okay, so from here, I want to go up over to... This is really the only location to attack here. Okay, we're 12% war score, and like I said, this is not going to give us this whole kingdom, and it's not going to... There's another war over here? Meccan Independence War? But also attacking Yamama in the third Yemeni invasion of the Kingdom of Arabia. So Yemen is trying to do the same thing that we are. If I had known that, I might have waited. Because that could make things easier for us, but this is fine. We'll summon the physician. It'll be okay. We're going to hop down over here. We'll just continue with our plan as it was. 900 gold. Okay. We're a little bit in debt. It's okay. Not too concerned. We'll be out of debt in 2 months here. Absolutely fine. Okay, so our son has measles and is very red. Okay, he's less red here. Now, he's not doing so great. He's currently dying, and we're going to try to treat him. We would like him to survive. So we did reduce his disease symptoms. He is dying at this moment, and he has died. Okay. Well, we would not be upset about... Actually, we're not that upset about it. This guy is now our son, but he is also dying. So, oh, this is... He also got disease reduction. Apparently, everyone's dying of measles. Where's the measles at? Oh, okay. Yeah, I see. It's already in our territory. There's really not too much for us to do about it at this point, other than just hope we don't die from it. That's the dream. So we need to come back up over here, and we're heading directly into their capital. Sure, we'll take your 305 gold. Sounds excellent. So we gained a level of fame off of that, too, and that is wonderful. Okay, so our other son survived, and that is very, very good. So he is no longer dying of measles. He should be okay. That's perfect for us. So we are, of course, delighted by that. These guys are arriving in here, and we're at 47% at this moment. Okay. I was hoping to get a little bit more war score from taking their capital, but it's fine. Now, we're probably going to inherit this war when this ends. So that's going to be a little awkward. Let's just head on down over this way for now. And yeah, we don't want this. We have claims on everything already, so we just need to press that singular claim. It's unfortunate that it chose that moment to give us the claim on the duchy, but here we are. So we're going to grab this next, and we'll just see about that. This is our wife? I'm not convinced this is a fruitful idea. Sorry, we don't have the money to put into that. Okay, so that's okay, and I do want to come down here and fight these guys. that's potentially going to end the war, especially when you count the fact that we'll get this siege very quickly. Now he's running away, so that is not surprising, I suppose, but sad. And where are our loyal subjects? Consider it an extra little test of loyalty. Okay, so we have a decent amount of cash on hand, and that's fantastic. So let's just grab this location. There we go. And they only retreated to here. This is not a good spot for them to retreat to. We're going to fight them, and this is going to end the war. There's no way around it. It's absolutely going to be donezo here. Now, we're likely going to inherit the other war, so we need to keep our troops up. Surprisingly, we didn't inherit the other war, probably because we don't have the kingdom title. That's my guess then. So we need to grant out these titles out over here. This is absolutely fine. We don't want to hold these ourselves. Feudalize this holding. Yes. 500 gold to do that, but even so. Okay. We'll grant this out. This holding was feudalized, so that seems fine. We don't really want to have tribal vassals if we can help it. Okay, so at this point, I'm guessing we don't have this kingdom title. Yeah, and we can't create it. We need a little bit more. The question is, do we have any de jure that we can go after this guy for? No, so we would have to holy war for a duchy, and this would be a single county. This would be much better. This would be 4 counties. This would give us what we needed without even going into fillage. So this is definitely an interesting option, and I think we should probably take this. I'm going to declare this war, but we still have some issues here. We need to grant out this title, and now I believe we're correct. Okay, so we're going to get that going. I'm going to raise up our forces back over here or so. So we'll get that going, and we'll head in out over this direction. That'll be fine. There's an independence faction, no shockers there, and we're just going to wander up over here and claim ourselves a duchy. So that'll be perfect, and is the day too fine to not be appreciated properly? Yes. We'll lose some stress. Hopefully we won't get bucked off of our horse and die. That would be awkward. But Paradox seems to have adjusted the chance to do that. It used to be very, very high. Or I was just incredibly unlucky. One or the other. But it doesn't seem to be as bad anymore. Okay, so we're going to go up and grab this location. In the meantime, I want to hop back over this direction and get some upgrades going. So over here in Kyle, I want to get this trade port going. In our Cannonor, actually, is where I want to change something. Here, I want to swap this to put in outposts. There we go. And right here, we can definitely swap our forestry because we can put in either forest forts or workshops. Workshops generate money, so I'm going to do that. Okay, so that'll be fine. Down over this direction, I do want to upgrade our elephantry, and that's the vast majority of our gold spent. So that sounds good. We are definitely at war with some people out over here, but we're not scared. This is absolutely fine. We'll gain some piety. We've been spending a lot of piety recently. So let's head up over here and get this under control. There's a lot of castles to siege up over this way, and they also have some forces out over here that I'd love to fight. We'll see if that ends up being a thing. Okay, we have a stewardship perk available. This is going to be detailed ledgers. And we also have a tax collector, 2 tax collectors that we could put in. It's going to be this guy, and it's going to be this guy. Okay, that'll do. Fantastic. Summon the physician. There's plagues occurring. A soft approach is, of course, best. Okay, so this is under control. I'm going to hop down here next. And we had another son. Okay, that's a decent backup for us. We don't really want our son to be too much younger than he is, though, because he'll already probably be barely of age by the time we die, or maybe even not of age. It'll be interesting. So I'm just going to grab these sieges up over here. This is fine. It's not going to take long. Yes. Okay, so we just got a claim out over this direction, and we need to continue to make claims out over here. So I'm going to grab here next. That'll be fine. And let's get these sieges underway. We just discovered sappers, which is going to make our sieging even faster. So at this moment, we probably want to go for... We're currently exposing ermine cloaks. I mean, I don't really care about any of these. I'll go for promissory notes for the development growth, but it's really not that relevant. Okay, we'll come on down over this direction. And this guy is basically just giving us this territory. He's pretty much yielding it to us. We just need to go in and claim it. So that's absolutely fine. We'll get that done. We just need to wander down this direction, and then we'll make ourselves our gold. Oh, this is very rude. We're paying 900 gold to this guy? Oh, he's angry because he paid us to promote his legend, and then we didn't do it. Okay, fine. Fair enough. Fair enough. I'm surprised no one else has done that, to be honest. Because we have done that a number of times. But, okay. It's a fair cop. So we're going to head down over this direction. We're at 99% war score at this time. We had ticking? That actually surprises me. We didn't have the war goal fully occupied. Okay, whatever. We're going to enforce our demands. That's fine. We'll disband our troops, and that, of course, means that at this time, we can create the kingdom title of Arabia. Done. We're not going to be increasing our title tier here, so that shouldn't be an issue. Okay, so the Kingdom of Arabia is now created, which means that in the future, we can attack all of these guys with de jure. So Yemen, we can attack some with de jure. We're truce to them right now, but you can see that's the de jure that we'll be able to claim. Mecca, we can attack with de jure, which will definitely make the Muslims very excited to be losing Muslim control of Mecca. I'm sure they're going to be absolutely thrilled about that. And we're also well on our way to being able to get the Arabian Empire. We're not there yet, but we're certainly making progress on that. Okay, so out over this direction, I want to start thinking about expansion up into the Tibet area and also off into, like, the Persian area. So we know that we don't really want to declare on this guy yet because we're working on filling in all of these claims. We're 52, but we're still in fine health, so we've got time to work on that. As far as this guy goes, we're still truced. Still truced to Red Horde. We're still truced over here, which means that our only real option is calm. Now we can press this guy's claims. These are very minor. I'm wondering about claimants. We would be looking for... Can we press female claims? I don't know if we can. There's a lot of women there. We can try, and we can see if any of these are pressable. So it doesn't really matter who we go for here. This lady's old and in poor health, so maybe not her. This lady's extremely old. You're in much better health, so maybe. She wouldn't come to our court. She has 155 reasons not to. So let's see about this lady. She would. I don't know if our culture allows us to press female claimants or not. We're going to find out. Okay, so she has arrived at court, and the question is, can we press her claim? That's not her claim. This is her claim. The answer is yes, we can. Okay. That's a very big deal, of course, and very useful. It's expensive in the prestige category, but that's fine. We're making so much gold, we can just hold a tournament if we need to. So that seems okay. I'm going to declare this. And we're going to raise up our forces around over here. Now, this is within our territory over here, so we need to raise our forces somewhere around here. It's going to take us a while to work our way through these mountains, and it's February. So, you know, maybe not necessarily the best timing in the world for some of this high-altitude mountain fighting, but I'm sure it'll be fine, right? I mean, it's March now, so by the time we get these guys raised, what is this? Yeah, give me 140 gold. I like it. To be honest, I'm not going to wait 10 months. We're just going to go as is, and we'll set the rest to raising back behind this. I don't even know who isn't here, but whoever it is, they're going to be very late. So we're not going to raise for 10 months. Oh boy, 4 levies. That's not very relevant. This is also an unled army. I'm going to put this guy in charge. He's a siege commander, and he has very, very high advantage. So that looks good. Okay, now we're starting to see some forces make their way in here. Okay, that seems fine. I want to work towards their capital, which basically means I want to go out this way, but we kind of have to go here unless we want to take attrition. It's a slightly awkward path just based on the adjacency of the tiles here. So here, 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 capital. That's the plan. The question is, by the time we do that, will we be full war score? The answer is maybe. Very much maybe. Okay, the Sakana of Dasapura. Perfect. So we're going to head over here and continue to work on fabricating claims. We're going to hop over this way next. This is quite a disease up over here. We're glad that's not in our territory. Okay. So this siege is going to finish here, putting us at 47% war score. Okay. It's theoretically possible that this is going to give us 100% war score, but that will be reliant on captures, I think, not on holding the land. We'll have to capture valuable prisoners. And that's pure RNG. We'll see if it happens. So we're at 71% war score right now. And let's hit their capital. We have a new stewardship perk that we can take. This is going to be Fearful Troops. Perfect. That increases our earnings while at war significantly. And that was indeed enough. So at this point, enforce those demands. Fantastic. So all of this is now under our control. Now we have access to this realm, which would give us borders with the Mongols up over here, which would be a very good thing, honestly. Now, they've got some internal problems. We'll see if they're able to solve those internal problems. That looks kind of unlikely. They're probably going to break up a little bit. What are these war types? Independence War and Nomadic Uprising? Okay. She's having some problems. We'll see what the Mongols look like once she comes of age. It's still probably going to be worth subjugating them. Probably. But I want to take a look at this, and let's see what we've got over here. Right, our armies are raised. We need to disband, and if we take a look at this, we do have a claim out over here. Interesting. So claimant of different religion is 1,000 of this. We can certainly demand his conversion. He has a 33% chance of acceptance. I'm going to toss him a gift. 9 opinion, that's not much, but it's also not much gold. So 42% chance of acceptance. It's worth a try. He's willing to do it for a hook. Honestly, I accept. So now we can press this guy's claim for 840 prestige. That's a lot cheaper. It's still more prestige than what we have. So I'm going to hold the feast, and that will do for now. We're going to look to gain some prestige that way. So we're going to plan this feast. This is going to be a standard feast, and we're probably going to have it over in Madurai. Yeah, over in Madurai. So that seems okay, and we do have a little bit of danger up in these mountains. So all we need to do is hire a mountaineer, and no problem for that. Okay, we'll max out our complexity. This is absolutely fine. Our intent is recreation, apparently, but that's not our actual intent. This seems fine. We'll just go ahead and get that done. Okay, so we're off to have our feast. Fantastic. It is, however, about time. 150 gold? You can join. That's fine. 150 gold is not what I want to pay for that. It is about time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to work on taking over Mecca, most likely. We're going to work on spreading out over this direction and getting borders with the Mongols. And then we're probably going to start working on carving this up, because we're going to have to do this very piecemeal, unfortunately. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, Spock, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.